What's up, guys? My name is Victor, and I decided to do a mid-month energy update. So this is the April 2016 mid-month Ascension energy update. And I'm doing it because it's chaotic right now for a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of messages and people communicating with me just how hard it's been for them. And I'm feeling this too. I'm experiencing this very bizarre, chaotic, intense energy myself. And it's something that we can all deal with and we can all grow a lot from, and there's a reason for it. And I believe by me breaking it down and giving you maybe a different way of looking at it, you can relax a little bit and allow it to do what it's trying to do, which is to awaken us to even deeper levels of our truth, our inner truth. Beneath the surface of our egoic belief systems that have been in place most of our lives, and they're starting to kind of like not be able to be taken. We want to go forward. We all have these goals and intentions, and these beliefs, these fears, these anxieties, they can't come, and they're starting to kind of just explode into our life, and it's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild experience. I know you guys already know this. So right now there's a particular type of transit. I don't claim to be some kind of astrology expert. I more so just tune into the energies themselves, and just kind of, I have a way of communicating them that people can get. But there's a really weird like Neptune transit, and this won't affect all signs, but the ones who are affected, me being included, it can be a very incredibly scary and fucked up, confusing energy. And I know, I suspect that by some of the comments I've been receiving, some of you guys are feeling that. So I just want to kind of give you an idea of what it is and what it all kind of means according to my own perspective. So right now, a lot of our intentions and our goals and our life decisions have been made from an egoic place, completely unconscious and unbeknownst to us. And what's happening is there's things that we think we want, and we're becoming more aware of things associated with those things that aren't exactly what we want, but they happen to come along with our intentions because they're from an egoic place. So we're at a place of, I know that kind of sounded weird, but we're at a place of really examining what it is we actually want. What do we want? Who are we really? It's becoming confusing right now. A lot of our ego patterns and structures are starting to manifest themselves in our reality through synchronicity, through fucking crazy ass dreams, through all sorts of different things. And there really doesn't seem to be a discernible pattern. It's just kind of a mishmash of fears and anxiety and ego identities and things we actually want, all kind of intertwined into this like play and orchestration our higher self is communicating to us through synchronicity. But it's very confusing, and it's not really a time necessarily to be making big decisions, because you might have a totally different, a radically new perspective on your life and where you want to go and who you want to be and who you actually are 5 minutes from right this moment. 5 minutes from now, you could think very differently about it. So it's a time just to kind of let this story play out. Let our higher self complete the picture before we start trying to use our rational mind for gaining insight. And I know it's tough, because a lot of these things that are coming up for us, again, are like our deepest, darkest fears. And we want to get rid of them. We want to get to the bottom of them. We can't stand it. It's polluting our energy. We can't really be happy or content or at peace while any of this is going on. We want to get to the bottom of it. It's driving us crazy. It's making us question our whole life. But we just got to let it play out, man. I know it's tough. It's tough for me too, big time. I'm going through craziness right now. But it's something that we are equipped to handle. It's something that we're going to get through. And it's something that's going to make perfect, clear, amazing sense in a very short amount of time. Some of you guys might not be experiencing it in such a way that I just described. Some of you guys, it won't be quite perhaps as confusing and like daunting as I'm kind of explaining. You guys are still, however, I would imagine, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I bet you're going through a very, very deep, profound cleansing. 2016, in my opinion, has really been a totally different experience than all the years leading up to that. It's like for years prior to that, we had a lot of like surface level rearrangements with our jobs and relationships and careers, and that's intense stuff, no doubt. But now it's more like We're all trying to find ourselves now. We're all really on a mission to find out who we are, who we want to be, and what we want our life to be. We want to kind of get into our purpose, our purpose, like vibrational flow, and go. And to do that, we have to uncover the real, true inner depths of why we have been living unconsciously in the first place. And this can transcend into other lifetimes. It's really, really deep stuff. You're going to find that you're going to discover within yourself a lot of the things you think you want to do or you have done in the past. A lot of patterns, a lot of behaviors and decisions have been made from a place of pain and dysfunction that might have happened in a particular moment when you were 5 years old. And from there, you've just being like born into a world of incredible unconsciousness. We just learn to like use the data we are given to try to like make the decisions as best we can. And we've just carried this on with us, and it's been playing out in our lives. Well, it's getting to a point where we can't really afford to be doing that anymore. The vibrations are too high. The energy is too high. All this stuff is going to drive us nuts until we let it go. So you might find yourself being like temporarily taken over by these issues that are coming up. That's like what's kind of really like a struggle for a lot of people, myself included, is that we don't like feeling discord in our inner being. And the only way, unfortunately, to discover these insights and revelations about ourselves is to temporarily, and because we're on Earth, kind of for a little while there, experience this discord. It takes a bit of a time for it to really play out in a way that we can truly see it clearly, so we can finally let it go. We get an inclination of discord, and we're like, we don't want this sucks, let's get rid of it. Ugh. But it just takes time. There's more to the story, and it wants to come up. It's trying to come up and show you all these different layers and levels of it, so you can finally have that real release. So understanding that's how this plays out will be your biggest asset. To not expect it to be a quick and easy process. Understand that for a time, you're going to just maybe have a few days where you're feeling kind of off, feeling off your game, just not feeling very hopeful. Your future seems very like foggy and unclear, and there's doubt, and then it turns into like where you start like having like real deep emotions start to manifest, real self-pity and fear and anxiety and whatever, self-wallowing, just self-hatred, just fucked up shit. And you're just taken over by it. You're not even thinking about being happy. You just want to like not feel this way, and it's like crazy. And when it's like this, you start getting the synchronicities, these bad things in a way being reflected into your real life. So not only do you feel horrible, but you're experiencing these wild situations, these scary synchronicities, and it's just like, whoa, where am I going? Why is this happening to me? This is awful. This isn't what I signed up for. This isn't worth it, But that only happens for a little while, and whether it be a day or an hour, it doesn't matter, a few days. You will start to like just kind of give up. It brings you to a point of complete submission where you're just like, all you can do is freaking just sit there, basically. And usually once you have that little bit of a shift, even though it very well may be minor, then there's room to breathe, and you might have an insight flood in that, and it starts making you quite like understand why it's happening. And then as that starts to happen, then the story starts to unfold. And this can very well many times be followed by a series of just incredible revelations and self-discoveries about yourself. And it's like, wow, oh my God. It all starts to make sense. But we're not energetically, some of you might be having like ups and downs within this, but energetically we're not really at that point yet of like incredible clarity. We're, I think, getting close to it. And again, that'll probably be followed by another period of intense purging. But I'm saying we're going to have a little break from this coming up, I believe, hopefully this week. But just understanding how it goes can really help you kind of not get too worked up by it. Because some of the things that might be happening in your life, or the synchronicities you're experiencing, or the thoughts you're having, or the dreams you're having, might really initially be very alarming. Like, oh my God, fuck, this is. You start thinking these crazy things are going to like really happen, but they're not. And that's why it's happening this way. So you don't have to experience the final actual physical manifestation of all your crap that you're trying to get rid of. That's why it's coming through in dreams and synchronicity and emotional upheaval, because you're conscious now and you can sift through it, so it doesn't have to just explode into your real world like most people experience, like we did in past lives when we were just completely unconscious almost the whole life. We had our issues, that we still had this process going on, essentially this road to awakening, whether it be through 1,000 lifetimes or not, but it's been totally an unconscious endeavor basically, and we learn these hard lessons after we die. Oh wow, I made this mistake, I was harboring and hanging on to this, and then like this whole this horrible tragedy occurred, everyone's dead and you whatever. But we're at a point where we don't have to experience it that way. If you allow this to occur and just allow your higher self to guide you through it, even though there's times where you feel cut off, you're never cut off. If you just allow it to kind of play out, you might have bumps and bruises along the way, very well, me included, but it will not be a big a deal. It will not be a significant thing at all, and you will come out relatively unscathed. You very well can, if you just again, roll with this. So hang on, guys. This is what you came here to experience. I know it's not easy, it's not pleasant, but either is the old 3D games we used to play in past lives. Either that's pretty fucked up too. We just were so unconscious, but now we're like conscious, and it's like a whole nother dimension of like those emotions and these experiences, and it's really an incredible experience, and we're making phenomenal progress. Again, we're getting to the depths of our being here, man. This 2016, I believe, it's going to be kind of hard like this in a way, with intermittent periods of incredible clarity and bliss. But we're being squeegeed out like imagine like a wet rag, and you can kind of shake it. It's like spurting off water. We're fucking like, we have some strong motherfucker just squeegeeing this last little bit out. And it's like, this last little bit is our deepest stuff. It's our hardest stuff. It's the most influential stuff that has been controlling us up until this point. But again, no one goes on this path who is not ready and equipped to handle it. So hang in there. Let go. I'm going to make a part 2 that will give you more specific advice for how to navigate this essential awakening process, which is just becoming ridiculously intensified because of the deep level of cleansing we're going through. I'm going to make a part 2. You can look forward to that soon. I wish you all well, and I just want to remind you, you guys are strong souls. You guys are badasses, okay? This is no joke, and you got what it takes.